everybody. So I'm here to answer your most asked question. I always get this a lot, like, I'm a bit tired, sorry. I always get this a lot, like, Sarah, how do you hire helps and all that domestic stuff? Especially because a lot of people coming back are coming back for this service, right? Because it's more affordable in Nigeria than to do it abroad, and the communal living that we have in Nigeria, the fact that you can even knock for your neighbor and say, hold my child for a while, just things like that. So I get asked this question a lot, especially people that have more than one or two kids. They want to come back and just realize that, like, I don't have a life, I'm not able to do anything. If I have to pay for daycare or if I have to take them to get like a nanny, it's like going to work and making the whole money and you're paying to a nanny, and some will even tell you that they feel like they're losing their kids because that connection, that relationship, well, so many things. But I'm here to talk about how it is. Now, when you're coming back to hire help in Nigeria, you need to understand that that is one of the most unprofessional sector, or the most unprofessional, I don't know, will I call it a sector or what, right? Now, abroad, the difference is that if you have a nanny abroad, you sure know that that person has gone through training. That person knows what to do with your child. In Nigeria, it's not the case. People do it because obviously they are looking for money. That's it. You have a cleaner, you understand that Nigeria is a place, I've said it before, where you hire someone to clean, then you still check on the person that cleans. In fact, someone can come to your house by 7 a.m. and leave by 7 p.m. And when they leave, you're arranging because you're wondering what happened. This person is not a professional cleaner. Training is such a huge problem in Nigeria. People hire, they don't train. People do not like investing in training. Also, a lot of people tell you because of the back and forth. You might train someone today, and a friend was telling me how we're still in January, and she was telling me how she's already had over 4 helps this year because the agent will lie to her, say they are bringing a nanny, she has a child, the nanny comes, this nanny knows nothing about children, nothing, has never experienced it before. The agents even go as far as telling them to lie that they've done this job before. When you now come and you start asking them certain things, the agent tell them what to answer during interview to now implement problem. Right. So yes, this is one thing you have to note, right? You're more likely going to be dealing with like people that are not professional in that field, be it cleaners, be it nannies. So you have to make sure that you are ready to train. You might be lucky you get someone who somebody has already trained, right? Like in the sense that you hire somebody who maybe the last place the person worked. Like I remember one lady that I worked with. The place she worked, they had done all the training. She wanted to go to school, so she wanted somewhere that she could just work for a year, which is something also important. Always have conversations with them to know what they want to do. So she basically just wanted a year. She wanted to work and then go back to school. And that was it. She gave just a year. But that year, there was no issue because previously she had worked with a foreign couple that came back to Nigeria. They had done all the training. In fact, she was the first person I learned how to clean. She's the one that taught me how to clean a dispenser. That's how much she had learned. So that's luck. That doesn't come every time. So if you're lucky, you get those people, like I said, or you're lucky you get agents who do the training, whatever it is. But bear in mind that there's a lot of training to be done, right? Now, another thing is communication. English is our first language, but if you don't go to school in Nigeria, you know how to speak pidgin English. So basically, sometimes communicating. I've seen some that you tell them to do this, but they don't understand. Some of us talk very fast. Some of us do not know how to explain, right? So where we are coming from or what we are doing, we're not on the same educational standard or so, how do I call it, with this person, right? So for me, since I noticed that thing, when I started hiring as well, it was important for me to note that I wanted someone that had some level of education. Like I want to be able to send you a WhatsApp message and say, do this. I know you will understand it. I want things to finish in the house and you'll be able to send me a list of what has finished, even if you didn't get the spelling right? The fact that you can even type it. And I've noticed that has saved me from a whole lot. Yeah, because guess what? I had somebody that I remember one day I hired this cleaner, came into the parlor, it was smelling so nice. Now, mind you, I invest in cleaning equipment a lot. This is my pet peeve. This is something I love. I take my time to buy my cleaning stuff by myself, but this smell was extraordinary. And I was like, here smells so good. She was like, oh, thank you. I was like, what did you put? Which of the, because I experiment with buying those things for cleaning the floor. Which of them, so that I will know the particular one next time to maintain that one, because I really love the smell. So she was like, oh, I poured this thing into it. What happened? She took my diffuser. She poured my diffuser into water because she went to the diffuser. This is a Dr. Vanges that is expensive. So she's, instead of her to just flip it like I showed her, she flipped it and she loved the way it smelled. And she was like, if I touch this thing in water and clean, I just went straight to my Instagram. And I was like, you did what? So I just went straight to my Instagram, pulled it out and showed her how much. She was like, hey. I was like, no. So if I didn't come out this time to notice this thing, I'd have just noticed that my diffuser is finishing. And I will not know that my girl is pouring it so that the smell can be extraordinary. I'm like, no, the smell is okay. Like, it's for you to flip it and it to still come out. So those are the things I'm talking about, communication. Now, the present person I have now can't even do it because she's learned enough to know those things, right? And she helps out as well with my stuff. Like if I'm not around, I can tell her, because I sell it, I'll say, pack this thing. She knows what it is. So even me, when I'm with it, she knows the price. So if I'm bringing it out of the car, she'll say, wait, let me help you. You know it's very expensive. I'm like, are you the one telling me? So things like that. So just having that level of education. So most time when they tell you people that I'll go to village and bring someone for you, what people don't understand is that person in village no understand though. What she knows and what she understands is that, because when you see sometimes the wickedness that they do when they post in videos, you see some really terrible things. Like if you follow this nanny page, they expose some really terrible things this nanny they do. Guess what? These nannies, they watch Ake and Popo or Sophia, all those films, right? And not those films, you know that then some local, God bless his soul, when he does something to this Ake and Papa, what would they do? They will replace his snuff, the thing he puts on his nose. They'll put pepper on it and the thing will be hurting him. Now, this is what these people are watching. This is all they do, like in the village, they watch those things. So when they come back and maybe you yell at them or something like that, they watch those things and that's how it be. So for the people that always feel like, oh, I'm coming back to Nigeria because it's cheap, let them just go to village and bring in someone for me, then next thing you're talking about the horrible things that they do. It also has to do with things like that. Another thing is salary. Always discuss salary. I hear a lot of people say things like, we're not talking about the fact that there's a crack in the system. There's a crack in the system. That is why a normal salary earner will tell you that they have a cook, they have a driver, they have a PA, they have a they have this list of people that they pay every month. How much are you really paying these people for you to have all these people every month? You're taking advantage of the system. And now that is the system biting you. Because at the end of the day, when they get paid peanuts already, because some of them they have that stealing culture. Some do not. The ones that don't have will just see that, this payment is not working, let me just leave. Why some of them, if they have the opportunity and it's in them, they steal. I've worked with a whole lot of people that, you test them anyhow, taking someone's thing. I had this, we still work together, office assistant that if your change is 10 naira. Now, mind you, in this Nigeria economy, I don't know if 10 naira can do anything for you. Best believe that she will get your change. If you're looking for your money, relax. She will break down exactly how you spent. It doesn't mean she has money, it means it's in her. So that sort of person, if you're not paying her well, what's she going to do? She's just going to leave, but she's not going to take your money. So you always have to discuss salary. If you don't have living mates, right, discuss their going home. Because these people are also human beings. They either have boyfriends that they're going to visit, they have husbands that they need to go and visit, they have children, but because you've gotten them to take care of your own kids 24 hours, Monday to Sunday, there's some people, like I saw someone the other day that was actually complaining. Now, when she was told that she could go home every weekend, and that she has started working here, she hasn't gone home any weekend. That any weekend they'll come up with one excuse, right, for her. And she's like talking about like how she's fed up. At the end of the day, the person needed to go to work and things like that. Things kept coming up in weekend. If things like that happen, you should have hired 2 people instead of doing that, right? So at the end of the day, make sure you discuss salary. Make sure the salary is okay. Make sure it is if it's what you cannot pay, it is better to leave. If this person is coming from far, ask them, how much do you spend daily on salary? If the person is not a living, how much do you spend on transportation? Sorry, remove their transportation and think about their like what they will go home with. Give them as much as you can, what you're willing to, like if you can buy, like if you, even if they don't live with you, I have help that don't live with me, I still buy deodorant for them, sanitary towels, like things that is needed. A lot of people feel like, oh, because these people are helps, you watch Nigerian films where they treat them anyhow, I feel like, let me treat them anyhow. No, give them what they deserve, and also what you can give them. Incentives help. If they stay late or they stay a certain time that are meant to give something, give them extra transport money. Christmas period, give them something. Easter, give them something. Some people say, no matter how you take care of these people, when they want to leave, they will leave. It is okay, but at least in your part, you know that you did your own part. That is how I always see it. So what you can do for them, do for them. Another thing is, please, boundaries, especially for people that are moving back to Nigeria. Make sure to create that boundary, because most oftentimes people that are moving to Nigeria, they have this spirit of, you want to ask them how their family is, you want to take in everybody and take in all the whole load that you cannot, and then you start complaining. If somebody comes, like let's say a driver, he's telling you that he has 5 children and this is how much you can pay, and you've passed the minimum wage, you know that this is the ideal thing, you've removed your transportation. But unfortunately, this man has 5 children and your salary cannot help, and he's complaining. It is okay to let go. It is actually okay to let go. But some people, right? And if you want to help, make it obvious. Like, see what I do. Separate the salary from what you're giving them. Let it be clear that this is salary. And please, guys, always pay through transfer. Always pay through transfer and put the description. This here is salary, and this is what I'm giving you. So if your salary is 1 million, I want to dash the person extra 10k, separate it. Don't just give the person the 1 million and the 10k. Make it obvious what this is for. Make what is the arrangement from day one. Sometimes when you have drivers, you don't have accommodation for them. You come back late. When it's late, there is a certain amount of money that you have agreed upon that you'll be giving them. If they're not meant to come weekends and they come weekends, there is a certain amount of money. Be ready to hold on to your own part, because I see a lot of people, like, I know that these people can be unprofessional. I know that things can happen, but I see a lot of people as well taking advantage of the system, and in turn taking advantage of them. Make sure you do your necessary test, especially if you have kids and their nannies, their living mates. Make sure you do the necessary test. Make sure you do your test every now and then, especially if they are sexually active or they are married. Make sure that you are also taking care of yourself. It's not from a place of discrimination. It's from a place of you making sure that both parties are safe. Get cameras, guys. Make sure you get cameras in your kitchen, at least the key areas. If you're someone that wears gold and all that, get a safe and put everything in it. Make sure you do your background check to the best way you can. Get their NIN, because now we have NIN. Get their NIN. Make sure it matches with the name in their account, right? So that means you're paying directly to them, and that means you're sure that NIN is matching the name that is in their account, is the same person. If they have somebody, like if it's their husband, their brother, somebody that is around that can say, I'm standing for this person. But please don't just go and pick someone in the middle of nowhere. You don't know this person's background. You don't know, especially what a lot of people do in Nigeria is that they go to these neighboring African countries and bring people. When they want to steal from you, they run. Before you catch them, they don't already pass border. So make sure that you do your due diligence, police fingerprints. Make sure that your staff are always registered with the nearest police station. When you do these things, there are some people that after the registration, they will not come back because they have plans. Yes, some of them, their boyfriends will send them to come and be stealing from you, but they'll go back and tell them that, please, this madam took me and arrested me with the nearest police station. I don't have strength. They will rather, if they know they want to stay, they will stay. If they don't want to stay, they will leave, because they've seen that this is no-go area. If you're someone like me that live in an estate, make sure that they have the right this thing at the gate. Don't get comfortable. Like my help, she's been with me for a while, but anytime she is leaving, I know that she's not a thief. I know she doesn't steal. I know all that, but at least she also knows that the security will search. So that also gives at the back of her head, and also helps you, because sometimes people will misplace things and they'll say that it's someone that stole it. Try not to put bulk money at home, especially now that we have like cashless Nigeria. Try not to have bulk money. And again, in terms of actually hiring them, right? How to hire them or where to hire them from. What I do at first is that I try to set for people I know. If you're in church, you can ask church members, you can ask people. I know that people that I always know, I always try to go to them first to say, do you know this person? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin that wants to work? It's always good to go through those people first. If you don't see them, you can start using registered agents. Make sure you use registered agents. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee for any, I cannot give you any registered agent now because I do my own personal due diligence. Because if you use this agent and at the end of the day you don't do, these agents don't know them. They do not know them. This agent just go to church or go anywhere. In fact, one of my girls was telling me one day that the agents actually what they do is that they go to a WhatsApp group. She was telling me that they have different WhatsApp groups. So the agents just post there and say, a lady in Ikoyi looking for a cook. This is the amount. Anybody that is available, contact the agent that, I'm available or the money works for me. So mind you, these agents do not know these people. So I can't just tell you that use this agent now. This agent have done their work. No, I'm sure there are more registered companies in Nigeria. Maybe you can check them on Instagram. Maybe because they have their name at stake, they might be able to do all that, right? Yes, it's the agent. You still pay the agent to do the test for you. But I also suggest that, especially if you have kids, that if you have like a family doctor, a nurse nearby or something, like a pharmacy, that they can go and run their test instead of the agent just giving you any test from any nearby hospital. Yes, do your own test, not just rely on the test. The agents will tell you that they've done everything, but it is left for you to do your own test, because at the end of the day, it is you the person is coming to see. And most importantly, guys, also be nice to them. Be very nice. That they are coming to work for you, it doesn't mean that they are now automatically nobodies. This is what Nigerian film has painted. I've seen some people. I saw a lady making a video talking about how her help wears wig in her house. What? Even my help now, she wants to cut her hair. She cut her hair and colored the gold. She came to ask me that, please ma, is it okay to cut my hair? I'm like, a full-blown adult. You're asking me if it's okay to cut your hair and wear gold. She said, oh yeah, because most places don't. I'm like, what? Like, is it affecting your work? If you're a cook and you're cooking, then tie scarf. Like, how is it affecting? She said, no, ma, is it okay to wear this? I was like, what is my own? Do you understand? As long as when you're working, you're wearing what is comfortable. So sometimes a lot of people bring these helps and they act like they are not human beings just because they are helps. Pay them the agreed money. You do not have any right to hold anybody's money. Do you get? Of course, have your own rules and regulations in your house, and keep to it. But make sure that you are doing your own part as a human being. Make sure at every point that they are okay, that you're doing a check-in. There are times you know that this person is not having it, and you just say that, okay, maybe this person in that period, or this person is going through something, that they might even need a break. Yes, they might actually need a break to go and put themselves together. So at every point, and know that even if you do the word for them, tomorrow they can go. So because of that, always protect yourself. Don't just say, I'm moving to Nigeria to have a help so that I can now be traveling abroad, traveling to different places because my help is with them. They can stand up and leave. I saw a page where one of the help left a 3-month-old child. The mom went somewhere. She left a 3-month-old child and went. I don't know the full story, right? She left the windows open, left the door open, and left the child at home. I just saw that an agency had posted it on their group to say, beware of this person. So you see what I'm saying? Like, first of all, when I saw the person's picture, I don't want to get into it, but that you could tell that person is not qualified to be a nanny. That is the problem. Yeah, this person is not qualified to be a nanny. And you say by the picture, I mean age. You can size up someone from their age. Like my friend, she was trying to hire a nanny recently to get her child. Her child is 2, which is he has so much energy now. This is the time to run around. I said, okay, consider age, be in between, because if you get too old, she won't have the strength to also chase him around. Now, if you get too young, she also will be by too young, guys, by the way, that is age. I do not agree in hiring anyone that is below 18. The age starts with 18. If that's a legal age to work, please do not hire someone by 18. So what I mean is that I will not have an 18-year-old be a nanny. No. I can have an 18-year-old come clean and go. But 18-year-old as a nanny, she doesn't even develop that patience for her own self. So these are the mistakes that we make. So yes, at the end of the day, most importantly, boundaries. You can be nice and set your boundaries, right? I saw some people are saying things like, before, that her help could go to the kitchen, take anything she wants, but now she sets her boundaries. People did not understand it, right? People are like, I'm not, and the lady was like, I'm not saying she shouldn't take, I'm just saying that I separated it, because like if she buys milk now, that her milk can, her maid can use her milk until it finishes, and the maid will not even say. She'll come in the morning to eat, she'll see that there is no milk. So what she did, that she just started putting the maid's own separate, so that when it finishes, she's aware. So boundaries doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Not the kind of boundaries that they did those days, where you say that your helps use a different spoon from your own. That is totally rubbish. If you don't trust them, do your test, make sure you take care of them. But boundaries is know your limit. Some people tell you that yes, you're married, but please, if your husband wants to see you, you should go to the gate. Some people tell you that your kids cannot come. If you're someone that maybe you have kids in the university, they'll tell you that your kids cannot come to your workplace, that you can take off. So anything you do with it, if you tell them that they're going to be going home every 2 weeks, stick to it. If you tell them that it's going to be 6, if you know you have any disclaimer, put it when you're hiring them at first, right? Like, let's say you have a child and you know that they're supposed to close at 5, but your work closes at 5. Sometimes it runs into 7. Let them know ahead of time that, please, if I'm running late, can you stay? Is it okay to stay? Oh no, ma, I have to pick my child in school from day one. If they're honest with you like that, to tell you that, oh no, they too have to leave because they're picking their child in school, and you know it's not convenient for you, don't hire the person. And if someone does what they're not supposed to do, like you hired the person as a nanny, and then from nanny you tell the person to cook, pay the person for that service, right? It is very, 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 very important. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any questions or any video you want me to do tailored around this, please do well to comment below. Use the description to check all the important videos that I've made, and also contact and all that I'll be dropping in the description. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.